and it was just as interesting. It's Kawhi and the Clippers taking on the Nuggets. Game 6, halfway through the third, Clippers are up by 8. Kawhi, no. Kawhi's going to get it back. Kawhi had 27 plus 10 rebounds. Clippers have a 10-point lead. 2 minutes left in the third. The lead is 11. Jay, Will, how about Norm Powell in the corner with the 3?
And by the way, he's been doing this all season long, making huge clutch plays for the Clippers.
He's terrific. 8 minutes left in the fourth. Clippers are up by 11. James Harden had himself a night.
By the way, that's what James Harden does. Attacks Jamal Murray in ISO or attacks Jokic off pick and rolls.
Clippers by 14, and then it's Bogdanovich, and the Clippers lead is 15. And you're thinking game is over, but you're thinking wrong. 3 minutes left in the fourth. It's an 11-point game, and here come the Nuggets. Aaron Gordon, he had 19. It's an 8-point game. 3 minutes to go. Same score. Gordon, look at the defense, the block. Jamal Murray going the other way. He had 21, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. It's a 6-point game. 20 seconds later, same score. Alan, how about this pass from the Jokic?
Oh, that's what he does, right down the.
You gotta make it, bro.
Make that layup. That's a killer right there, and a killer turnover. Batum was all over the place, by the way. He was fantastic defensively.
Westbrook with a terrible miss. Powell knocks it down. He had 24. Clippers lead is 9. And then defense inside. I tell you what, the Joker does not want any part of Ivica Zubac. If they get out of this series, boy, does he D him up.
Held him 1 for 8 shooting in the second half, Zubac did.
Clippers would hold on to win it 111-105, so we will have a Game 7. Wingman, give me your top-level thoughts. Game 7 coming up Saturday night, Clippers and Nuggets.
Well, obviously, the Nuggets lost Game 7 at home last year, a loss that still stings that organization. They thought they could repeat as champions. They lose at home to the Timberwolves, so they get another chance. And look, in this situation, the Nuggets are actually doing a lot of things that you're impressed with. Their role players, which have been in doubt much of the season, like Russell Westbrook and Christian Brown, are doing great. But the thing is, it's going to come down to Jokic versus Zubac. If you look at the last couple of games, there's been some success there. If there's one guy in the league who can bother him a little bit, and look, Jokic is still doing great, but Zubac can handle him on his own to a reasonable amount. When I say reasonable, he's not shutting him down, but they can put him one-on-one and feel like he's got a shot, because where Jokic crushes you is with the pass. And if you have to double him, he kills you with the pass. If they can have Zubac go up against Jokic one-on-one in Game 7, they give themselves a real chance, especially with Kawhi continuing to play great.
Who wins Game 7? Nuggets, Clippers?
Ooh, I'm going to go Nuggets at home.
Nuggets at home, yes. The reason why is James Harden, I just don't trust him in a Game 7.
We're going to find out. So that's one LA team. Let's go to the other, because they had the post-mortem, if you will, yesterday. The Lakers, after being eliminated in the first round for the second straight year, this time with Luka Doncic as LeBron's running mate. All the important people in the franchise met with the media yesterday, including Coach JJ Redick, who pointed to improved player conditioning as a must heading into next season.
I'll start with the offseason and the work that's required in an offseason to be in championship shape. And, we have a ways to go as a roster. And certainly there are individuals that were in phenomenal shape. There's certainly other ones that could have been in better shape.
There are certainly other ones that could have been...
Other one.
And is he referring to Luka in the plural? Windy, just to clarify, there isn't any question that he is talking directly to Luka Doncic there, right?
Yeah, I can see Nico Harrison sort of lighting a cigar watching that press conference. But, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan. Those people wear those jerseys who have all the list of quarterbacks for the last 30 years. This could be done with all of the coaches in Luka Doncic's life dating to when he was a teenager who would say this thing to him at the end of every season. You can say it about Jason Kidd. You could say it about Rick Carlisle. They told it to him in Slovenian. They told it to him in Spanish. He's an absolutely brilliant player, and year over year over year, they've said if he would come back in championship shape, he would be unstoppable. He has had off seasons where he's made strides. He's come into seasons in some better shape at times, but he's never been in what JJ Redick just referred to as championship shape. So if he does, the Lakers are going to be incredibly the beneficiary. But again, the concept that this is the first time Luka has been told this, or that this is the first time the chips have been down, that's just not true. And the Mavericks believed he wasn't going to do it, which is one of the reasons why they traded him.
This is simple for me. Accountability isn't hate. It's the price of the throne. Accountability isn't hate. It's the price of the throne. If you want to do things that other people haven't done, you have to be willing to do a lot of things that other people haven't done. We talk about championship habits. That's what JJ Redick is talking about. LeBron James has championship habits. The habits we've seen from Luka is not of a championship player. His talent has gotten him to the Western Conference Championship, but in order for him to win an NBA championship, those habits have to adjust.
He doesn't have to look much further than Nikola Jokic as an example of somebody that when he took it serious, he took it to another level. Nikola Jokic, we used to joke about the dad bod and everything else. He's a great player, but, physically he didn't look the part. I mean, Luka is a great player, but there are times you look at him and physically he doesn't look the part. But when Jokic took that part of his game serious, that's when he became a perennial MVP candidate and won multiple MVPs. For Luka Doncic, that's the decision that only he can make. And that's what's left. So it's not like you're asking him to do something that no one else has ever done. You're asking him to do something that the greats do. If you love the game and respect the game, you give to the game everything you have, and that includes being at your best. Now, he has also spent a lot of his off seasons playing international basketball for the reasons because his country's always trying to qualify for world championships and the Olympics. That's also got to stop. He's got to take a year, an off season where he gets his body right and he gets himself healthy. And so when he comes into a training camp, he is in shape because he did not do that going into Dallas, and that might have been the last straw.
It's fascinating as we're having this conversation because here's Windy, you set it up exactly right about Nico Harrison. The bottom line of it is Luka Doncic has whatever his priorities are. If his priorities are the international games, then who's going to tell him not all the rest of that? But here's the bottom line. If I'm going to give you, what is the Lakers max they can give him now? $220 million? That's what this is, right? They can't do what?
Yeah.
$230. If I'm going to give you $230 million, the minimum I expect is that you're going to be in the best shape you can physically possibly be in. That is the very least I think I have a right to expect from you in exchange for $230 million. No one's telling him he has to change his priorities. What they're telling him is, if you want $230 million, then you're going to have to change your priorities.
Yes, and an executive shouldn't be grabbing a beer from your hands after a game.
But they're going to do it. Yes. The bottom line of it is, though, Windman, they're going to do it. In the same way that New Orleans, everyone told me, well, the Pelicans have to give Zion all the money, and they gave him all the money, and so there was no reason he needed to change anything if he didn't want to. They're going to give him $230 million, and then Luka will do whatever Luka chooses to do, Windy, and that's, I don't know what that will be, but it's going to be up to him.
He's already got a $200 million contract. I mean, he's on one right now. So again, it may happen. He's only 26, but he's been a